Greetings, my beautiful lovelies, it's Emmy. Welcome back to another gadget test. Today I'm going to be fulfilling a lifelong wish to test out a Ronco Popeil pasta maker. Now this was one of my favorite infomercials that they would show late at night. Ron, of course, the big showman, would have on display probably a dozen one of these machines, maybe not a dozen, maybe 6 of these pasta maker machines. Of course, they would all be going, and extruding from each machine would be some lovely shape of pasta. Now, if you haven't seen bits of that infomercial before, I'll put a link down below. They have it here on YouTube. And it was really entertaining. And I think that's one of the great things about Ronco products was Ron himself, Ron Popeil, was a great showman, very good at entertaining people and captivating people with the products he sold. Number 2, the products he sold were pretty good. They were pretty decent. I used to have a Ronco rotisserie chicken machine. I'm like, oh, that's such a unitasker, but I actually use that machine a lot. Of course, I got rid of it when I moved, but it was a great little machine. Now today I'm going to be testing out the pasta maker. I found one on eBay in its original box. It doesn't look like this has been used at all. It's in mint condition, and I can't wait to test this out. All right, let's unbox this, shall we? So this was purchased on QVC, and it says Popeil Pasta Products. And here it is. So I actually had forgotten about this pasta maker, but then on one of my regular trips to the thrift store, I spotted one, but it was incomplete. It was missing many of the pasta dies. So I, of course, went home and jumped on eBay and found my own. An ordering form to order more parts. So there's a rogue fly that got into the house. If you see it in camera, just say hello. Okay, so there is this. Oh my gosh. It actually has flour in it. I'm not going to be using this pasta flour. This is probably over 20 years old, but it does include some pasta flour and some dyes here. Oh, great. Pull this out. There is the machine itself. Alrighty, it comes with an instructional video, VHS. This is 1993, 1995, so this is 24 years old. So here's the machine, wrapped in plastic. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my goodness, it's a brand new Ronco pasta maker. So excited. So right now, spaghetti is in the machine. This one is the rigatoni die. This one is the fettuccine. This one is the linguine. This one is the angel hair. This one is the lasagna. This one is the tagliatelle. And this one, it doesn't say, but based on its shape, I'm thinking it's macaroni. Alrighty, so all the parts have been washed and dried, and now I've got a little bit of boiling water here. And the instructions say that I should put the dye in there to kind of warm up. So I'm gonna make the spaghetti first. So we'll place that in the hot water. Place mixing bin all the way onto here. Okay, I do have to say, while I was washing this, all the parts were made out of very, very sturdy, rugged plastic, like that. Kneading screw into there. And then you place the mixing blades onto this part right here. Now we take this whole mixing assembly and place this inside the machine. Now we line up the dots and we lock it into place. So they never showed that part in the infomercial. The machine was always pre-assembled, and Ron just did the pleasurable part of just measuring the stuff and dumping it. And he had this, I think, purposely ditzy assistant who would say, oh, do you really did this? Oh, and she was just playing this supportive role, and Ron would do all the dumping, and actually I think she got to do some of it too, but yes, very much an accessory role. Ooh, that's hot. Now we take our pasta die. It's nice and warm. And that's it. So in the instructions, it recommends that you do 6 half batches when you first kind of break in your machine. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. 1 cup of flour. Look at the size of that egg, that is huge. Look, that's almost all the liquid I need. 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and good glug. A half teaspoon of salt. Water to the line. The instructions said that you can also use vegetable juices, beet juice, spinach juice to give some color to your pasta, but in this case, in my very first run, I'm just going to stick with the basic recipe. And now I've got enough liquid to meet the line up here. Yes. Now I switch to mix, and this is probably going to be pretty loud, and then I'm going to pour the liquid through the top here. Ready? Here we go. Loud. Here we go. So this machine is very loud, and I'm also smelling a lot of the plastic component bits. I think once the motor gets going, it smells very strongly of extruded plastic, not burning plastic, just new plastic smell. So I'm going to run this for a few minutes until everything is well incorporated and the pieces are about the size of peas, it says. That just mixed for a couple minutes, everything is well combined, and now we're ready to extrude. The instructions say specifically, make sure you turn it off before you extrude. Don't go from mix directly to extrude. It's an important thing, so I've turned it off. And again, I'm going to do some minimal talking while this is going because it is very loud. But this is my favorite part. So I think when you hit the extrude button, what it does, it turns the motor into the opposite direction, and that auger or the borer inside there can start feeding the dough through the front of the machine, and we should get some nice kind of like Play-Doh extrusion action through the front. All right. Water's coming out. There it is. It's working. Oh, that's so satisfying. So that's super, super satisfying. It's totally working. It's making beautiful, fresh spaghetti. Now, some of the models had a little pasta cutter. Mine does not. And before I run out of pasta dough, I want to try out another die. So let's do that. I'm going to cut that off. Beautiful, homemade, fresh spaghetti. Oh my goodness. Now I've noticed this dough is very, very wet, and it said in terms of the cooking times, 30 seconds to 1 minute. So of course I'm going to cook this too, but let's see if we can get another die on here. I looked in the instructions and there was nothing specific about switching dies out, but looks to be pretty simple and easy, right? So one thing I do see that's kind of a problem is that now your die is full of dough, and that's kind of a pain. You're gonna have to like pick all those pieces out, probably with a toothpick or something. That's kind of annoying. So the time you save in making pasta, you spend cleaning your die. Okay, so this is a two-part die. It has this part inside, and then it goes in there. And we'll line this up. I gotta cut my rigatoni. Oh, that's better. So much fun. The rigatoni worked. You do have to use a sharper knife. Don't use a butter knife because that will not cut it cleanly, but using just a regular paring knife, it made beautiful rigatoni. Now this pasta is very soft because of course it's fresh, and so when we cook it, it's not going to take any time at all. I've got some salted boiling water there, and I'm going to go ahead and put in my fresh spaghetti. Here we go. I'm gonna use my pasta fork they included, give this a toss. I'm gonna scoop out my pasta. Now I'm gonna make a quick butter sage sauce. So in my pan, I'm gonna add a good knob of butter here, my little bunch of sage, right out of the garden. Just gonna warm up the sage thoroughly. Smelling fabulous. Now I'm gonna add my cooked pasta. I think this would probably be traditionally done with something like a ravioli or stuffed pasta, but I wanted just a very quick, simple sauce that I could really kind of appreciate the fresh pasta. So that's why I'm going with this. So Italian friends, please excuse my poor saucing. Alrighty, I'm gonna add a little splash of pasta water. Take my pasta, put it on my plate, Parmesan cheese, and dust that right on the top. Oh, that's gonna be delicious. Look at that, gorgeous. Alrighty, moment of truth. Let's go ahead and give our pasta a taste. It smells great in here. The Parmesan gives it a great kind of funky, cheesy smell, which I happen to love. Alrighty, here we go. Itadakimasu. And that's absolutely delicious. If you got a little bit of butter, you got a little sage and some cheese, absolutely simple, delicious sauce. The sage is in there, but it's not so overpowering or strong. You still taste the pasta, and the pasta is great. I did not overcook it, so it has a nice little bite to it. And because it's fresh pasta, it has a more of a chew to it. A little bit more like, almost like a chow mein noodle in terms of its diameter, size, and just mouthfeel. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. If you've never cooked with sage before, it's delicious. It adds a little bit of a resinous kind of piney flavor to it. And to me, it reminds me of Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving stuffing. So my final thoughts on the Ronco pasta maker, it absolutely delivers on what it says it can do. It makes pasta in minutes. It does it quickly. I'm thinking cleanup is going to be the hang up on this machine. There are lots of pieces, and in particular the dies are going to be tricky to clean, especially if you've got lots of small little bits like this. But the build quality is sound. It is also very noisy, so if noise is an issue, then you might want to get some noise canceling headphones or something, because this machine is very loud. And so today I made the spaghetti and the rigatoni, and I've always wanted to make the rigatoni since I saw it on the infomercial. I always found it wonderful that you could make tube shapes. So what happens is when it extrudes it has a slice, but once it comes out, it kind of mends itself until you get this nice tube. So if you're interested in making lots of homemade fresh pasta, this machine might be for you. I found mine used on eBay. I got a great deal. I paid $60 for a brand new machine. Originally it retailed for 3 easy payments of $39.99, I believe, so $120. I've seen them at the thrift store for less than $20, but of course you're probably going to be missing many of the components, namely the instruction manual and the dies. But if you just want something to make spaghetti, then there you go. Check out your local thrift store and see what you can find. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope you guys learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video. Oh, let me know in the comments if there are any other gadgets you'd like me to test out or try. And I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye! All right, back to eating pasta. Oh, my pasta.